selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector.
Welcome to the IPA Champions Cup, live on Sporty Stuff TV.
Well, a very, very good evening and welcome to Event 2, Day 2, Sporty Stuff Champions Cup. Paul, got a great night ahead of us. We've had a fantastic match already this evening. I'd like to welcome my pool expert with me, Mr. Mark Pickworth. Good evening, Mark. How are we?
Good evening, Gary. How are we getting on? All right?
We're very, very well, sir. Do you like the new shirt tonight? And the odds are bigger. Look at this, 50 to 1, 33 to 1.
I'll tell you what, you must have some money. You must have had a good week then, have you?
We backed a few favourites last week. Yeah, we got a few quid. Yeah,
all right.
We got a few quid last night as well with if Hot Pot winning, didn't we? 5 to 2 on.
Yeah.
The shortest price we've ever seen in pool. And tonight we got the longest price in pool. Vicki. The bookies have put her in at 25 to 1 and 33 to 1 to win the group. By the way, that price was available up to 9 o'clock because we've already had one match. But I think that price was ridiculous. She shouldn't have been that big. I've watched her in practice here tonight and she's as good as anyone. How they can put her in. And her first match this evening that she's playing in, they've got her in at 16 and 20 to 1 to win the match. That is ridiculous odds. No way should she be that price. And I'm no pool expert, you are. But anyway, tell us about tonight, Mark.
Well, tonight we've already seen one match on YouTube, but our first match coming up is going to be Vicki Lomax against Craig Marsh. Everyone loves to watch Craig Marsh, the Buddha, and he's going to be up against the ladies' #1 in Vicki Lomax.
Bit of pressure on the Buddha as well, isn't it, I suppose, really? Although he's 20 to 1 on.
Yeah, he's 20 to 1 on, and he's a former world champion. We're expecting him to roll these three players over like Gareth did last night. Is that going to happen? Probably not. He's got his work cut out tonight. 20
to 1 on, it's like a football match. It's like Manchester City playing at home to Rochdale. Nothing wrong with Rochdale, but if that was the match, Man City would be 1 to 20 and Rochdale would be 20 to 1. Like, that is what the bookies have priced this up. Our betting partners here on Sporty Stuff. You see the names behind us, by the way, all our betting partners here. But 20 to 1 on, you know, to me is ridiculous. You know, although I do like Man City and I don't like Rochdale, but here's our players this evening anyway. So talk me through these, Mark.
Yeah, so obviously first we've got Craig Marsh, the Buddha. He's the huge seed in this group of 4 players. But he's going to have his work cut out. We've already seen Ryan Clark. He's lost his first match. But Ryan Clark's in a little bit of form. That last first match might not have shown it, but he did have some good clearances against Curtis Lee. I did say in the YouTube programme, the opening of it, Curtis Lee is one to watch, and he's going to be a really tough one to beat. And then we've got Vicki Lomax. We've spoke a lot about the way that the odds. She is the ladies' #1 player, and she is here to play. You've watched her on the practice table. She knocks in the balls for fun. She knocks in the long pots, the short pots. She'll clear them up. Exactly what these men do. Well, she's going to be here to play.
Well, look at them odds early. I'm not, you know, Curtis Lee, I won't say actually sitting next to me, but Mark did put up Curtis Lee a 6 to 1. That was the value this evening. And also Curtis Lee was 3 to 1 to win the first match. And well, we both thought Curtis Lee was the value. Me, you, and also our commentator from Canada, Jim White. Even he said he was valued, didn't he, at 3 to 1, you know. And when he went 2-0 up, it looked like he was fantastic value. Then it went 2-2, but then he finished up winning the match 4-2, didn't he, Curtis? But, you know, Craig Mark, don't forget all these prices now, they're not available. These are only available up to 9 o'clock for the YouTube match comes on. So if you want to get on, look with our betting partners in the morning. They're up usually the night before. Most of the bookies put it up. Craig Marsh, 13 to 8 on the Buddha. On form, he should be 13 to 8 on. Ryan Clark was 2 to 1. That price now, if there was any price available, would be a lot bigger. And Curtis Lee, 6 to 1. He'd now be a 2 to 1 chance, whereas Ryan Clark would be a 6 to 1 chance. And Vicki Lomax, 25 or 33 to 1, you know, for her to win the group. You can't get on there anyway, but they go 250 to 1, Vicki Lomax to win the actual event. Well, my shirt, I got for the biggest price I got on here is 50 to 1, so I never thought any pool player would be 250 to 1. So I better get a new shirt done for tomorrow, better I. But here, look at Curtis Lee's form.
Yeah, well, Curtis Lee, we've already seen him win his first match, the Grinder, ranking 34. The reason he's got a sort of very high ranking is that he's not been on the pro ranks. He's been on the pro ranks before, but he's come back to him. And that win-lose record, look, he looks like he's a little bit out of form, but what we've just seen on their first match, he's in a little bit of form. 2021 win percentage, 36% and 29% in his career. But that's only 1 year's of results.
So the LLLL was he's lost his last 4 matches before this evening, where he's come out there tonight and he's played an absolute blinder, isn't he, Curtis? And he's got the best haircut I've ever seen. And if I win a few quid next week, I'm going to find his barber anyway. Ryan Clark as well. I thought really come into it, didn't he? Slow start by Ryan, 2-0 down. Then he made it 2-2. Bit unlucky, weren't he, not to get away with a draw there, Ryan, wasn't he? But the Punisher, his form, not so bad, is it? 57%.
No, it's not, and that win-lose record. You know, I said that Ryan's in a better form. He's going to be pushing for a top 10 place. And to be honest with you, 67% in his career probably isn't really doing him justice, because he's definitely a lot better. It says he's out of form, but trust me, he's not out of form. He gets to the latter stages in these competitions, but he's going to have his work cut out now, losing that first match.
Yeah, but I think he can still win his next 2, because how he played in that first one, now he knows how the table's playing as well. He's not out of it with me.
No, he's not out of it, but he's going to have Craig Marsh to play, and that's going to be a very tough match for him as well.
The Buddha.
And Vicky, she's here to take frames off these players.
It'd be lovely if Vicky turned
Absolutely.
up. Absolutely. 25-1. And we had an outsider on event 1, didn't we?
Yeah, Vicky Lomax, look, the bear. The rank, she's qualified because she is the ladies' #1 player. That win-lose record there, 7 out of 10 wins out there, and 49% in 2021 and 58% in her career.
And look at that match she played on the Isle of Man, the ladies' final last week.
Yeah, she's back just
Classic.
on the Isle of Man.
Classic. I watched that on BBC iPlayer. It was fantastic.
The ladies' game has got better and better over these years, and Vicky is leading that sort of party at the moment, and she's here to really sort of showcase the ladies' game, and I tell you what, it's in a good state at the moment.
And how about the Buddha?
The Buddha, everyone loves to watch the Buddha. Put your earmuffs on when he breaks, because he's got a huge break. #4 seeding, win-lose record, that is pretty good. 8 wins out of 10. 61% in 2021 and 63% in his career. Craig won't mind me saying he's a little his form's a little bit mixed at the moment, and it's just about whether he can start off really well. You know, he'll win a tournament and then all of a sudden he struggles to win a match, and he won't mind me saying that.
So any of our viewers at home who suffer from hearing problems, whatever you do, put the sound just a little bit down for the first match when the Buddha plays Vicky, because what Mark said, when he shoots off, it could be a big noise, couldn't it?
He really could, and he's so fluent around the table, and he's incredible to watch. If you are learning the game, he's definitely one to be watching.
Yeah, I'm looking forward for it. And this is our first match here. Vicki Lomax, 16-1 or 20-1. She's 20-1, Vicky, to beat Craig Marsh. If you look with your betting partners, you ain't got long. You've got about 3 to 4 minutes to get on if you want to have a bet. And Craig Marsh is a ridiculous price, 20-1 on Craig. We know he's the governor, but 20-1 on in a 2-runner race, you know, it's too short for me, you know. And I love the betting. I've been at the game over 40 years in the betting world. You know, they call me the Wizard of Odds, but I tell you what, I wouldn't be betting 20-1. I wouldn't even bet tomorrow's Wednesday. Oh, it's not, it's Tuesday tomorrow, isn't it?
It's tomorrow, yeah.
20-1 on, but that's not for me.
Yeah, I mean, Vicky, she's going to sort of have a few nerves jangling. The first match, I hope she settles early, because if she does, she could give Craig a little bit of a game here. But Craig, he's going to take some stopping tonight. I really do think that.
Okay. And then we've got our fixed odds coming up here for all the matches coming up this evening here. As you can see, we've already spoke about the first match, 3-1 Curtis Lee. That's already gone. He won Curtis. Vicki Lomax, 16-1 against Craig Marsh. 10-1 on now. He was 20-1 early. He's now only 10-1 on. So all the money's been put on Vicki late here. Then we've got Vicki Lomax, 12-1 against 5-1 on Ryan Clark. 1-2 Craig Marsh against Curtis Lee. 5. How can Curtis Lee be 5-1 against Craig Marsh? He's already won the first match. Then you've got Vicki Lomax 6-1 against Curtis Lee 2-5. Funny, Vicki Lomax price is getting shorter already, and she's not even hit a ball yet. So maybe some people are listening to the belly from the telly here, because her odds are going down. But as we talk, and the last match, this is going to be a classic here. Ryan Clark 9-4, even money Craig Marsh. I think the last match is who's going to win it this evening, who's going to win the event, I think the last match. But some great matches this evening here, and we've got 5 of the best matches to come, I think, this evening here. And what we're going to do now, we're going to hand over to our Mark. He's run over, he's jockey of all trades this evening. He's now speaking to the players in the studio.
Thanks, Gary, and welcome to the playing arena. And here's our first sort of player, Craig Marsh, the Buddha. Are you looking forward to this one?
Yeah, absolutely. Waited quite a while now watching on telly, so yeah, I'm looking forward to getting underway tonight.
And I said in the betting office that you're in a little bit of a mixed form. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't had a lot of time to put a lot of time in recently, so yeah, I'm definitely in that. But I've been playing a little bit more, leading up to this than over the last sort of 2 years. So yeah, I'm playing a little bit better, but we'll see how it goes tonight now.
Well, that's good to hear. Obviously, we've got the World Championships coming up as well. You're going to have to start putting in a little bit of time, especially if you want to start winning these tournaments. And this is probably one of the tournaments you want to win as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to be putting a little bit more time in, ready for the Worlds. It's probably my favourite tournament, so yeah, there's going to be a lot of hours going in for that, and hopefully turn up.
And this new look arena and all the new setting in here. Just tell the audience what it's like in real life.
Yeah, it's brilliant. As I said earlier, it doesn't get the applause it deserves, to be honest. Ceiling lights and all that sort of stuff is second to none. I love it. I think it's brilliant.
Well, thanks very much, Craig. Good luck in your next match against Vicki, and I hope it goes all well for you.
Cheers.
Well, there you have it. That's Craig Marsh for you. Our next player is going to be Ryan Clark. Not got the result he wanted in that last match, but I'm sure he's going to be back fighting. And here he is, the Punisher. Ryan, not the result you wanted in that previous match.
No.
What went wrong?
Well, I only really made one mistake. It was the frame where I went off the yellow. I tried and kind of draw the white and keep it out, but fortunately didn't. And Kerr played great, really. Probably had one mistake each, and that was that, really.
Yeah, and I was doing the comms on your match, and I saw you quite looking at the shot clock all the time. Does that sort of play a part in your mind, sort of the way that you go about the frame?
It was just a couple of times when I kind of messed up my route a little bit, where you're trying to reroute, and you just need that little bit longer to try and get it right, rather than just pop balls. So I was just kind of trying to think for as long as possible, and then get down and play my shot before running out of time.
And this new format, the race to 4, is it quite brutal? And which sort of players does it sort of favour?
I mean, to be honest, it is brutal, because I think it was quite a level game between me and Kurt there. We both probably made one mistake. Maybe the breaks went slightly in his favour. He played good, and I wasn't terrible or anything. You just need a bit of luck.
You do. You've lost your first match, but you're still not out of it. You've still got another 2 matches, and good luck for the rest of this tournament.
Thank you.
Okay.
Cheers.
Well, there we have the Punisher, Ryan Clark, and up next we're going to be talking to Curtis Lee, the grinder, who's just won that previous match there against Ryan Clark. I bet that felt really special, didn't it?
It was nice to start off with a win, Mark. Yeah, it was. Ryan's a great player, so it's nice to get off with a win. But still got 2 more games to go yet. So.
And you was in this sort of arena setting last year. How much has that played a part in the way that you played in that first match?
Well, I played on TV a couple of times now, and it definitely the more you do it, the more you get used to it. Especially with the clock, it is tough. But if you want to be a top player, then you've got to adjust to the situation. And the studio itself is brilliant.
And me and you know, and everyone knows about the great Welsh players that we've got on the IPA ranks. Are you looking forward to playing Craig later on?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, hopefully I stick it up him. So yeah, it should be good.
Just like that. Eh? Well, anyway, good luck for the rest of the tournament and a great start.
Thank you, Mark. Cheers.
There you go. That's the grinder, Ryan Clark. He looks like he's ready for action. And up is our huge outsider, the Bear, Vicki. Are you looking forward to this one?
Yeah, I can't wait. There's no real pressure on me in this. No one's expected any miracles from me, so I just get the freedom to just play and just see what happens.
Or we say pressure. I'm going to put that question to you now. You're the ladies' #1. Does that sort of add any pressure to you?
Yeah, obviously you want to do the ladies proud. You want to make sure that we're putting on a good show to show that we can play. So there's always a bit more extra pressure, but you just kind of forget about it when you're out there playing.
And you're on the back from that Isle of Man title with a fantastic ladies final between you and Danielle. Are you hoping you're going to take some of this form against the Buddha?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I mean, if I break dish, there's not a lot you can do, is there? So yeah, we'll see. I've had a good run in the last few tournaments, so we'll just see what happens today.
And a little bit about your opponent. I'm going to put you right on the spot there. Obviously, he's a top player, one of the #4 seed, a former world champion. How much respect do you really have for him?
Oh, massive. And again, it's just a massive opportunity for me to be able to play somebody like Craig, who I would never really get an opportunity to play. So massive respect there. But again, the pressure's on him, not on me. So it's fine. That's
a great answer, it really is. And I hope it goes really well for you, and good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, there you have it. That's our 4 players, and I really cannot wait for these 4 players to get going. And we're going to be up right next with Craig Marsh against Vicki Lomax. Join us in 3 minutes.
Champions Cup, Group B. Match 2, best of 6 frames. First frame, Vicki Lomax to break. Time running.
Great to have you back. And a player that a lot of us have been waiting to see, Craig Marsh, and up against Vicki Lomax, an outsider to say the very least. Well, we saw an outsider win the first match. I wonder if Vicki can go one better. And Mark, you're putting your steps in and you've made your way from the set up to the commentary box.
Yeah, I'm here, Jim. Don't worry. I've just about got my breath back. But yeah, like you said, I'm getting my steps in tonight. And I think this production team, they're getting the money's worth out of me.
Well, this is a dream start for Vicki here. Breaking in the opening frame. He's got a decent lay of the land. I like her statement too, Mark, when you were interviewing her just prior to the match, where she really doesn't feel like there's any pressure on her apart from carrying the flag for the ladies. And I think that's just the right attitude to bring into a match. No, play like it means nothing when it means everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't sort of write Vicki out of this, because she's a very experienced campaigner, and she's been in a lot of big matches over her career. And this is another one for her, and I really hope that she settles in early. She's doing all right here. Got them couple of reds in the bottom left-hand corner.
And, you know, Craig Marsh, when he came into this match tonight, you know, to win the group, he was 8-13. Big favorite. Not as big a favorite as Gareth Hibbett was, but not far off. And, you know, he's under a lot of pressure because you come in as a big favorite while the expectations come along with that. So all he can really do in this match is lose, because he's really expected to win and win handily.
Yeah, he is. He's expected to win all these 3 matches, and these players are not here to give it him very easily. And Vicki Lomax is making a statement here, and I did say, watch out for her. I really did. One good positional shot here, and she's taking a 1-0 lead.
Yes, and our presenter, Gary Wilshire, said he saw her on the practice table, and she wasn't missing anything. Oh, she needed a little flick on that yellow. It stopped just in time. This black is available. And to secure the opening frame into the bottom right corner as we look. And it's there. Well done, Vicki Lomax. Putting the big favorite under a lot of pressure, secures frame number 1. The bear is hunting.
Yeah, she is, and no doubt she felt the nerves on that clearance. This arena setting, it's not something that she is used to, but she's getting more and more used to it, getting up to all the finals that she's getting to. And that will settle her down, it really will. Craig Marsh is up against it tonight.
Well, if he didn't know it, he knows it now. Imagine looking at those odds. I had her at 16-1 to win this match. And Craig was a 10-1 favorite at the outset. How would you like to be on a little 16-1 now?
Yeah, it really is. And like I said, Vicki Lomax is more than capable of beating any of these players. And she can do exactly what these men do. And it's really great to see that she's doing it on the TV table.
Well, a good break. You mentioned what a powerful break that the IPA number 4 ranked player had. And no prizes for how he gets his nickname. When you see him in a lot of the photos with the arms crossed, you feel like you want to go out there and just kind of rub his tummy and get a little luck.
He's got a big following, though. Craig Marsh has really, really respected in the pool world. A great sort of person off the table as well. Can do anything for anybody. Well, he can play a little bit of pool as well, Jim. He really can. And you've seen him play last year.
I sure did, and how impressive he was. And again, you look at that face. As friendly a man as he is, He's ruthless at the table. Oh, well. Just got to relax, settle in. Vicki hasn't really given him much of a chance to do that yet, has she?
No, she hasn't. And in this short race format, you can't be having any slow starts. You really can't. And if Vicki can take these
10
out,
seconds.
wow, we've got an upset on the cards.
Time. Oh, extension called.
Well, she's had to use her extension. She can't quite get through to this, not as comfortably as she would have liked. Well, she's stretching out over the table. Well, that's a little bit of carelessness. Just taking a little bit more time. Got a fairly good roll up in the top left, that red covering the path for the yellow to the corner, but that is not the way that Vicki Lomax wanted to depart the table, not after the miss from Craig Marsh.
No, it's not. I mean, she'll still be feeling a few nerves. 1-0 up against the number 4 seed is a great achievement already. And I really hope she can settle down and just really showcase her skills, because she's a really exciting player. When she gets in a flow, she's really good.
Former world champion is Marsh. He's got all the pedigree to be the last man standing at the end of this year's Champions Cup as well. And it wouldn't surprise many. Now, would he decide to play this off the red to free the pocket? This yellow has a clear path. He flicks the red. Oh, what a shot. What a shot.
Yeah, it was. I think he's just sort of pleased to be back to the table to get another chance in this frame. He sort of left it really awkward for Vicki, and she couldn't sort of capitalise on the error from Craig. But what about his positional shot? Is he okay? Nice little nudge.
Yeah, he'll be happy with that. Relieved, really. And to square the match at 1-1, the 8 deposited, black down, and 1-1 it is. Massive favorite. Well, he'll have nothing to do with any upsets in this match. But he knows one thing too, Mark, that after that miss, he really gave Vicki a chance and just couldn't quite cue with the ball comfortably. Kind of threw her cue at it, and
yeah, she did.
Maybe just a little bit of an experience in front of the TV cameras.
Scores are tied, 1 frame all.
Yeah, I don't think it's sort of too, in front of the TV cameras, but in this arena studio setting, that's where it's different for Vicki. Where Craig, he'll be a little bit more used to it and settle very much early on. But look how untidy this table is.
Yeah, another look. Everything bunched over in that one quadrant of the table. And this will take some doing to clear from here. Well, he tried to develop everything in one go. And with it, sacrifice position.
Yeah, not only is sacrifice position, the Reds have all got pockets now. He's going to have to come up with something special
Extension
here.
called.
Just looking at him, and as his eyes are darting around the table, I think he will have identified exactly what you just said, Mark. And not a bad effort. Knew he was taking that cue ball into the safe area. And he hasn't really left Vicki anything from which to get started. Nothing easy.
No, definitely not. I mean, there's a plant into the bottom left-hand corner, but she'll be looking at trying a bit of safety. But playing these few safety shots just might settle Vicki down a little bit more. So it might favour her even more than it was Craig.
Oh, great pot. Still got that very difficult yellow on the left-hand side. At some point, he's going to have to negotiate that.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to try and go into it or he's going to play this double now. I mean, this is not easy. That white ball is going to be coming into them reds.
Well, just like that, the former world champion has got himself into a position of considerable promise. Again, just got to be a little careful. Again, hampered queuing and having to reach. Yeah, that was missable, that shot.
Yeah, it was. He was at full stretch there, but he's pretty much got a simple black now into this left centre, and this is to take the lead now 2-1. He's missed it.
Well, there's your first indication that the IPA number 4 is feeling it a little bit. Nothing more than pressure creates misses like that. Yeah. It wasn't going to be easy for Craig. But again, he did all the hard work, didn't he?
He did. And this next shot ain't going to be easy for him either. She's going to glue him to them reds. And wow, great shot there from Vicki. She's really punishing him here.
Wow. I wonder if Vicky's heart jumped into her mouth there, because for an instant it looked like Craig had found the center pocket for that black.
Yeah, when he hit the black, it looked like it was going straight in there, didn't it? Well, Vicki, she just needs to hide this cue ball.
10 seconds.
Clock's ticking down for her.
Extension call.
She feels like this is probably an important shot for her. That's why she's taking her extension. But she needs to get as good a snooker as she got last time. But that's not a great effort. I mean, I think she's not left a total snooker, but as she left a double.
Well, this doesn't feel like she's played a bad shot, but Craig can get through to this. And that might have bought Vicki a little bit of insurance with that black tucking up near that red and the safe end of the table as far as Vicky's concerned where her reds are. So no real pressure on her, not at this point. But it'll build.
Yeah, what else will build? If Craig does end up losing this frame, the pressure is going to mount on him. And he can't afford any more mistakes if he wants to win this match.
Well, Vicki is all about position now. That's what's in her mind. From the second last to the last red. Yeah, just slightly overhit that. She can still see it. I believe she can still make it.
Yeah, she didn't have the greatest angle there, but what she has done, she's left herself a shot here. One good pot, and she's going to be taking the lead again.
And there it is. And well done, Vicki Lomax. 2-1, punishing Craig Marsh for that miss on the black. Securing the third frame, and with it, that odd frame advantage once again. She is doing the ladies proud.
Yeah, she is, Jim, and I said she's here. She wants to win more frames than she did last year, and she's doing just that. And she's not only just doing just that, she's doing it against Craig Marsh, a former world champion. He's under pressure, and let me tell you.
Frame 4. Craig Marsh to break, trailing 2 frames to 1. Time running.
Oh, Craig knows he's been the architect of his own undoing, though. He missed that black. Now he's got to put that to bed now. Got to put all those negative thoughts out of his mind, and a dry break won't help.
No, it won't. She can just handing this table over to Vicki
Extension
again.
called.
It's got a couple of problem areas.
Yeah, Craig looking on. Now he needs a mistake from Vicki. And you never really want to look at the table and feel like you're going to need an error to get back to it. You want to be there of your own accord. Look out.
Foul.
There's the mistake. Lost the cue ball.
1 free shot.
And that'll get Craig out of his chair with a little bit of impetus. Just feathers that red, and pocket devours the white.
Yeah, it did. I'm just wondering if it wouldn't have feathered that red. I think it wouldn't even have gone near that pocket. Well, it would have rattled, but it wouldn't have gone in.
Well, the reds are open. Craig just looks to be fighting it somewhat, in my opinion, Mark. And, you know, I mentioned about all those negative thoughts. Not easy, you know, when there's a little bit of baggage to leave it. But that's what the top players can do. You know, they live in the present.
Yeah, they have to. But he just knows he can't continue with keep making these mistakes. He's going to be taking these finishes out. I wouldn't say he's in prime position here. He's going to have to get this sort of... He's just going to draw the cue ball back off the red in the top right corner, leave himself an angle on the one in the middle, and he should be okay.
Yeah, he's nice. Just off straight so he can draw back over the left-hand side of the table as we look for that red top right. I'll just slightly underhit that.
He's feeling it, I can tell you. That is a real poor shot there from Craig Marsh.
Yeah, nice recovery, though. Had to check the cue ball to kill the pace.
Frame.
Going to be very happy and relieved to see that black into the corner pocket, and with it, a 2-2 score line in the Champions Cup. Craig Marsh, Vicki Lomax. They're treating us to some kind of match.
Yeah, they are. And in the second match running, we're going to see all 6 frames. Can Vicki get a result from this match? Oh, Craig's definitely feeling it.
And Vicki out of her chair, settling into the break. Frame 5.
Frame 5. Vicki Lomax to break. Scores are tied, 2 frames all. Time running.
And wouldn't she love to secure that draw right here? A good break. And a tidy table would go a long ways. Well, it's going to be a re-rack. Black into the side pocket. We've seen that a few times.
Yeah.
A chance to just get a little refreshment and She's enjoying it. Probably a little bit more than Craig, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, you won't be too far from the truth there, Jim. Definitely not. They've had a little giggle there between themselves, but what's going through Craig Marsh's mind there? What he can't do is lose this match. He really doesn't want to lose.
Vicki Lomax to break again. No penalty. Time running.
Well, you had a chat with Craig leading up to this match, and he talked about the World Championships being his favorite event. But I can tell you the most important event is the one you're playing.
Yeah,
and Vicki is putting Craig under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, she is, and that break seems to be working really well for her. And she's making the
10 seconds.
these chances count. And look, I think she's settled a little bit more now. She's a lot more comfortable on the table. But she's got a really tough sort of clearance here. I mean, I think she wanted to leave herself an angle on the yellow. It's just below the black spot, so she can dislodge them two there. She's going to have to come back to that way on now. Is this the chance that she's going to take?
You know, I've always said that the draw for me looks like it's good value in every match. Here, if you fancied the draw, could have got 9-2. Well, that one wiped its feet before departing the playing surface. But she's going to have to get at that difficult yellow sooner rather than later.
Yeah, she is. I think she should probably take it on now. Or has she got an angle on this one in the middle?
Foul.
Oh, what's happened there?
One free shot. One visit. Time running.
Miss Q trying to put too much into that white. Well, she can enjoy it, but I'm telling you, that smile is on the outward side only. No, what a chance. Vicki threw away there, but still down to Craig. He's got to produce the goods.
Yeah, he has. And that first shot, that's a lot to be questioned. He's going to need an angle on this red. Don't want to go too far. Looks like he's okay. But there's a little bit of traffic to navigate round. I don't think he's got the greatest angle on this in the top right-hand corner.
He's played this one well. He's played that one about as well as he could have. And just checking to see the angle that he wants to leave on the last spread to get that cue ball up for the black.
Wow, has he left himself enough angle here? He's going to leave himself enough angle to get it on and off the top cushion. But how close can he get to this black?
A tricky one for a 3-2 advantage.
Frame.
Oh, he needed it. He needed it. The former world champ, 3-2 in front. And with a chance, he'll break in frame number 6, a chance to put the ribbon on it. But it was a much needed black. Right into the throat of the corner pocket. Well, one thing's for certain, Mark. Vicki has provided the scare. And the alarm bells look like they went off. And Craig Marsh has answered.
Yeah, he has. He's answered right on the sort of the right time.
Final frame.
This is what these top players do.
Craig
They
Marsh
just seem
break,
to
doing 3 frames
pull
to
out
2.
the goods when they need to.
Time running.
And now he's got this break to secure the first win.
Foul. 1 free shot, 1 visit, time running.
Once again, an opportunity as we see the cue ball kicked into the corner. But the opportunity arrives.
Extension called.
Yeah, and these balls, they've all got wide, all got pockets, either set. She's going to have 1 free shot, and then she'll have her 1 visit. Really important, this first shot. So she's not on reds at the moment. The next ball she pots, that'll be the colour set she's on.
Oh, I think she's made a mess of it already.
Yeah, looks like she has. She's just rushed that a little bit. And this is going to be a nervy shot now.
Yeah, and hampered cueing over the black, and she couldn't really control the white. Again, what looked like it could have been straightforward with better cue ball control has now become a much different proposition altogether. And she knows it, so she's got to resettle herself and recommit. Wow. Little unfortunate, deserved better position after that shot. That was a brave effort.
Yeah, it was. I mean, she's still got this ball in the top half of the table, which goes to this top left-hand corner. 1 good positional shot here. She's going to have a chance of winning this frame. I mean, this clearance, Jim, this will be some clearance if she gets these. This is a big shot.
Well, for me, she took the most difficult of the remaining yellows because she was hampered cueing right over that red. Yeah, it's not the easiest of finishes here for Craig either. The 2 reds top left. They're attainable, but he's got to get that cue ball into the right area of the table.
Yeah, but I think what might make things easier here for Craig is that all the balls are in the top half of the table. You just can't see it going wrong. I mean, if he does cannon into balls, then that's when it can go wrong.
Well, that's worked out okay. He's landed on the second last red nicely into the center pocket. Now he just wants to settle down. He's been put under some pressure by Vicki.
10 seconds.
And the insurance to leave a nice angle on this last red to drop nicely onto the black. Well, you fear Vicki Lomax is going to fall a hurdle short.
Frame.
So the heavy
And the
favorite
Craig Marsh
survives the
4 frames to 2.
scare. It's a 4-2 win. He was made to fight, and the pressure and nerves were exposed. But 4-2, Craig Marsh survives the Vicki Lawrence scare. The Vicki Lomax scare. Well, guys, what did you think of that one?
I should imagine there's a few prayer mats been put on the floor there, Jim. Anyone betted the 10 to 1 on, the 20 to 1 on there winning that match, Craig. It looked like, well, could have went 3-3, couldn't it? But Vicki, she played absolutely well, didn't she? And she had some chances, didn't she, Mark?
She did, and Craig gave her quite a few chances. But Vicki took them, and she's done the ladies' game credit. She really has. And she's still got 2 more matches.
Yeah.
She's not out of this yet.
No.
She's really not.
She's still got a chance. The only good thing is there, Jim, is I had a call from Sporty Stuff, the bosses there during the match, and me and Craig, we've been selected for the tug of war team at Bridlington this year. So me and Craig were both on the side of the Sporty Stuff TV tug of war team. So we got a bit extra just watching that match there. But it's great, weren't it? I enjoyed it anyway. I did.
I did, and Vicky's done herself great, and looking forward to what a next match.
Yeah, but I tell you what, now our next match, you got Ryan Clark. He's 5-1 on to beat Vicki Lomax, and really and truthfully, would you want to bet 5-1 on what you've just seen now? You've just seen Vicki really play well there, and again, I keep on saying it. Is there any value betting 5-1 on Ryan Clark to beat Vicki Lomax? I don't think there is. I think Vicki Lomax is 12-1 to beat Ryan Clark. 12-1's a big price, isn't it?
She can't be 12-1. If anybody's been watching that, she's put a few scared. Like you said, there's been a few prayer mats been laid down.
Well, that's what she is. The prayer mats are still on the floor. But if you want to have a look, well, you're betting partners now. You've got 3 minutes to our next match. So get them prayer mats off the floor. Look at the betting partners and see if you can get a bit of 12-1 Vicki to win her next match. Me and Mark are.
Champions Cup Group B, match 3, best of 6 frames. First frame, Ryan Clark to break. Time running.
So a vital match in prospect now for both our competitors here. Lomax and Clark, both 4-2 losers in their previous battles, but Vicki gets to stay out on the table, so that should put her in pretty good stead. But this is going to be a tough one for her as well. Wouldn't you agree, Mark?
Yes, I would, and the pressure's on them both because they know whoever loses this match is pretty much out of the competition. Well, in fact, they are. And what the normal case scenario is this third match. It's really important to both players. But Vicki Lomax, again, she's got nothing to lose. And she'll just go out. She'll feel a lot better now. Sort of, she'll call that as a pretty good result against Craig Marsh because I guarantee no one gave her a chance of getting a frame off him. But I'm pleased that she has, and I'm pleased that she's playing really well.
I'll bet if you ask her, she'll tell you she had enough chances to win that match, and in her mind probably feels like she should have.
Yeah, she's definitely had a few more chances, and Craig will be happy to get over the line without a doubt, and I'm sure as he's watching this next match on down in the players area, he'll be sort of giving himself a bit of a bit of a warning or whatever he does. I'm sure he'll be giving himself a talking to anyway.
Well, Vicki got off the mark so quick in that last match. She's looking to do the same here against Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan Clark, you've got to say he didn't do too much wrong in that first match against Curtis Lee. Curtis Lee just produced some great clearances at great times. And in this short race format, that's exactly what you've got to do.
Yeah, this red is obviously very tight into that center pocket. Well, Vicki thought it was worth a go, though. And the yellow's in the open for Ryan.
Extension called.
In his mind, Mark, will he be looking for a very one-sided victory over Vicki? Not just the win, but a convincing one?
Yeah, he'll need to. He'll need to try and get some of this -2 difference back as well. So he'll be looking for a 4-0 or 4-1 win. Just like Vicki, she's in the same boat. She probably needs to get that frame difference up as well. But Ryan Clark's got the chance here to take this first frame.
And he had a chance to sit back and watch the last match too. So if nothing else, he knows that Vicki's in good form and probably feeling pretty good after a match against Craig. And Ryan was the second favorite to win this group. You could have got 2-1 at the outset.
10 seconds.
And he was a very much an informed player.
Yeah, he really is. He's definitely going to be one to watch on the IPA season when it commences at the end of March on the tours. He's been playing some great stuff.
Left himself a nice angle on this yellow to the side pocket too. Should be able to stun the cue ball over for the yellows to the bottom right corner. Well, I wasn't sure about the speed that he played that shot. Looked to me like he just needed to stun it in and let the natural path for the cue ball just settle into the table just below the black. Obviously, he saw it a little differently, but chance still maybe in off the other yellow.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I think that's what he's got to play. He's got to play at pace as well to get the other yellow out, but he hasn't. And he's gifted a table here to Vicki. Can she get through to that one in the top right? Because if she can, this will be a glorious chance. But does that black go? Where does that go? Because if it doesn't go, he's had a bit of good fortune. But it must go in one of the middles, surely.
Anxious moments, though, for Ryan Clark. Sat in his chair, helpless now. All he can do is watch.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. I think she probably should have took the one in the left centre and have the more difficult red. It would have given herself a natural angle to get down for the black into one of the middles. But this is a big shot now to get position as well.
10 seconds.
Yeah, what could have been. Got the cue ball into the area she needed it, but at that speed, just asking too much.
Yeah, you've got to say it was a tremendous effort though, and she's not really left Ryan too much here. I think he's going to probably try and hide the cue ball here. You don't want to be leaving Vicki a chance at this red, or is he going all out attack?
Yeah, this is tricky.
Yeah, I like this shot. Very good containing shot there. So Ryan's going to have to sort of hide this cue ball on the right-hand side. But he's going to be getting the black out. He needs to be very careful where he puts his cue ball.
I don't think she can see enough of the red to be able to knock it into the corner, but I certainly believe the double is available. It's close. And our overhead camera confirms that.
10 seconds.
Well, what a containing effort that is.
Yeah, great shot there from Vicki. Really shows that she's thinking clearly, and it's great to see. But Ryan, he's only got to make contact with that yellow above the black, and she'll be pretty much snookered again.
10 seconds. Total snooker. Foul. 1 free shot, 1 visit, time running.
No, that should seal her fate in this opening frame.
Yeah, and that's probably the first time you probably see the table just catch her out. These new cushions, they do slide a little bit, sort of not what she's used to on the tour or in a local club.
Ryan looks like surviving the scare in the opening frame. But he has to feel that he's got to crank it up a notch or two. The standard has to improve. There's some tough ones down the road. But Ryan takes the opening frame and leads Vicki Lomax 1-0. A lot of people, Mark, thought that Ryan presented the biggest threat to Craig Marsh in this group.
Frame 2. Vicki Lomax to
And
break.
you've got to feel that in his mind,
time running.
you know, that first loss at the hands of Curtis Lee, maybe he's feeling a little bit of heat too.
Yeah, he is. But like, you know, I was one of his sort of people that said, you know, he's going to be definitely the one that's going to push Craig all the way. And that last match, that's going to be coming up after these next 3 matches. It's going to be a very important one.
Well, once again, the balls are there. This is just about holding your nerve. On the practice table, this would be pretty straightforward.
Yeah, she's not in any rush for this frame. She's got control of that bottom right-hand corner as well. But what has she left Ryan here? Can he get to any potting angle on any yellow? I don't think so.
He's the number 16th ranked player on the IPA Tour. And that ranking destined to drop by all accounts. Yellow on the right-hand side, the bottom half of the table. Well, that's going to have to be developed.
Yeah, it is. And that yellow ball on the bottom cushion there, that's probably the ball he's going to be using to try and get that yellow out. So he needs to make sure he leaves himself the right angle. And is he going to play this? Oh, I'm wondering if he's now going to play this yellow off the red. I didn't realise he had enough room to play that shot.
Ten seconds.
Well, he's moved that red enough. Yellow will pass. So that was a good effort, that one from Ryan. He's got his thinking cap on.
Yeah, he has. And he's been very calm, hasn't he? Just taking that first frame, and he looks in great position now to take this second frame.
Now knock this in. And just keep that cue ball above that red. That will afford him position to the last yellow.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I think he just needs to try and get this simple. Just make sure he leaves himself a shot in his final yellow.
Oh, he stayed nice and still on that. Delivered the cue with perfect accuracy. And that's the reason that he secured the second frame. Ryan Clark looking strong. This is what we expected from a man that many thought would be the threat to Craig Marsh's progression out of this group. 2-0 over Vicki Lomax.
Very calm there, sat in his chair. He really does. He's going to be breaking next. She hasn't really done a lot wrong. She's missed a couple of balls and that is it. Ryan has punished it at every opportunity.
Well, I was impressed on that last yellow. That was a pressure ball in that frame, but he stayed perfectly still.
Ryan Clark to break, leading 2 frames to 0. Time running.
Frame 3, and the Punisher looking to continue the one-way traffic. Now he's got to sort the mystery of the breakout. It's amazing, isn't it, from day to day, Mark? Yesterday, this table was breaking so well. We rarely saw a dry break, and today, well, good breaks have been at a premium.
Yeah, that's right. And Ryan's had a lot of them dry breaks tonight. There's no doubt about that. He needs to get that working. He really does, especially in that last match against Craig Marsh. There are times that you won't be able to afford to do it. But Vicki, she's going round here like an absolute rocket.
I think she's had enough. Get that back arm going. Oh, that was a good recovery. I felt that she made that a little tougher than it needed to be. Oh, the position once again has deserted her. And she's going to need a good double to stay on course.
Yeah, but the natural, she's trying to double it in the middle. She is. Oh, great effort. Look where it's gone.
Yeah, and Ryan, well aware of where that yellow finished, right up snug against the red near the bottom cushion, and taking that out of play for the time being.
10 seconds. Timeout. Total snooker. Time running.
But with so many reds on and so many options, you just felt it was only a matter of time before Ryan was going to try and extract the mistake. No, that's a good effort from Vicki. Once again, buying herself time.
Extension called.
Ryan's looking around the table for a path to be able to hide that cue ball. There's nothing easy. Played his shot with a modicum of safety in mind. He knew he wouldn't be leaving Vicki the yellow even had he missed it. But still, it was a good pot.
Yeah, it was. I mean, these aren't easy. It's all about leaving the right angles. I mean, you should be able to tap these two in the top half of above the baulk line now. Again, he's going to be overreaching this red. Going to watch that shirt. Bit of awkward cueing, if you ask me.
Choice of reds now, Mark. And either one going to put him in good stead in this frame. One that would secure him at worst a draw.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's all about now. I mean, the pot's easy enough. It's about leaving himself the right angle on the red. You don't want to be straight, otherwise he'll be cueing off from the cushion. So one good positional shot. And like you said, it'll get him to 3, and then he can't lose this match. I'm not sure he's played the cannon there, Jim. I really don't.
Yeah, similar shot that he had in the preceding frame. He stayed dead still.
10 seconds.
And hit it pure. And same result there. Up to leave the black at his mercy.
Frame.
And 3-0 confirmed. Ryan Clark over Vicki Lomax. He secured at least the draw, but he'd love a 4-0 defeat. It would put him in good stead and get him the positive side of the table. And Vicki with it all to do now.
Yeah, she has a lot to do now. It is asking a lot to win these next 3 frames. She's not had many chances to win 1 frame in this match. But one good break, you never know. You've got to remember, Ryan's break's not working for him, but Vicki's is. She can get back in this match with a couple of breaking clearances.
Well, I'm thinking ahead a little bit, and I'm wondering if Ryan Clark isn't doing the same thing. He knows the last match of the evening, he'll oppose Craig Marsh, who is the heavy favorite to come out of this group, and he wants that match to be meaningful. Well, another good break from Vicki. But she'll have watched all the balls go down, and she also knows that it's a pretty messy table, the bottom right corner as we look.
Foul. 1 free shot. 1 visit. Time running. Time out.
Yeah, I don't think that was intended either. She wanted to try and contact the yellow, get the cushion with it. She's missed it altogether. Total error in judgment there. And Mark, you had mentioned a couple times with the new cloth. And sometimes it's catching these players, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it's just
10
them doubles, isn't it? She's just not really worked them out. Maybe she just didn't do that in a little routine when she had a chance of practicing, just to see how the cushions did react.
Well, this could be a slice of good fortune if Ryan has lined up the yellows.
Extension
Not
call.
sure. If he hasn't, he may elect reds.
Yeah, another scenario, Jim. I'm just looking sort of forward a little bit, and I'm just seeing. If Craig Marsh and Curtis Lee, they sort of draw that match, Ryan Clark's going to be in pretty good position. We're going into that last match against Craig Marsh, knowing at a win, he could easily go through. But this foot, the next match on, that's really important. If one of them players do win, they're going to be in the driving seat.
Such a unique format, too. It lends itself to everybody being involved in everybody else's matches, not just the ones you're playing.
No, it's not. But Ryan Clark, he's been playing some great stuff, and he just looks very calm and composed now, and that's going to put him in good stead for this last match, or his last match.
Well, it looks like for the very first time, we see a match that doesn't go to the 6 frames. A very one-sided victory indeed. Ryan Clark stamps his authority on this one, 4-0 over Vicki Lomax, and now goes top of the table with that big win, a 4-0 win. Next up, it's going to be the battler Craig Marsh. He'll be up against Curtis Lee. Guys, what did you think of that match?
Yeah, he come alive there, Jim, didn't he? Ryan Clark, 4-0. That was quite easy, wasn't it, Mark?
Yeah, it was. I mean, Vicki didn't have too many chances in the match, not like she did against Craig. But Ryan Clark, he's back in this group. He can now probably get through.
Do you remember your words when we first come on this evening, just after?
Remind me.
Very slow starter, Ryan Clark. Come good later on in the match. First match, he was very slow, wasn't he? What he done now, and his last match, if he does happen to win the last match against the Buddha as well, he can go through, can't he?
He certainly can, yeah, quite easily. But this next match, this is going to be a cracker. Both of these have got wins.
Who have we got next?
So we've got Curtis Lee against the Buddha, Craig Marsh. Look at that previous matches there. Look, both of them wins for Craig Marsh. But Curtis Lee, is he going to get some revenge tonight? It could happen.
Confidence as well, isn't he, Curtis?
Very confident, he really
could.
Could
we see a shock here, Mark? Would it be a shock in your eyes if Curtis won this?
No, definitely not. These are both from Wales, both of these players. They've both played each other numerous times. Right. And this race to 4, it's very exciting format.
And I like them words. When you interviewed Curtis early on, what did he say about this match?
It's one that's sort of looking forward to.
And?
Remind me again.
No, he said he was looking forward to play the Buddha in this.
Oh, yeah, everyone looks forward to play the Buddha.
This is the one, isn't it? So don't forget, look for the odds. We'll be back in just under 3 minutes. So look for the odds, look for the value. Mark thinks it's going to be close. We could see the favourite getting turned over here.
Champions Cup Group B, match 4, best of 6 frames. First frame, Craig Marsh to break. Time running.
An all-Welsh battle now for a chance to go top of the table if a player can win this one. Craig Marsh with the break. Up against Curtis Lee. The Grinder versus the Buddha. And Mark, you're predicting this one to be very close.
Yeah, and that is more than possible now, especially while Craig keeps dry breaking. Curtis looks in pretty good form. He really does, and he's going to really test Craig's skills here. But that opening shot there doesn't suggest that. But he's been off the table a couple of matches, hasn't he? So it's going to take him probably a little bit longer just to settle in.
Well, and he'll know very well what awaits the winner of this match. If he could get in front, just get the edge on Craig, would put him top of the table. Yeah, a little added pressure, a little added spice on this one.
Yeah, I think Craig, he really needs to get a result here. A draw, it'll be okay. It puts him in the driving seat going into his last match, but it's against Ryan Clark. That's going to be a very tough one.
Now, it looks like that yellow at the top end of the table as Craig surveys the situation here. Looks like it is available. And it looks like he's left the angle on this yellow. Maybe not enough, though. Kind of a slight grimace from Craig.
Yeah, he might have to take a bit of medicine here, not get too close to it. It all depends on the angle he's got on this yellow. Can he get close to it? He can.
Well, that was very nicely controlled. He'll have to jack up the cue and try and pull that cue ball so he stays above the red. Yeah, but this is some performance. Looked a little dodgy when he came to the table, and he's taken them out very easily.
Frame.
And Craig Marsh secures the opening frame here over Curtis Lee. That's just exactly what you wanted to do, especially after the mistake, the miss from Curtis. Punish.
Yeah, it was, and even in this league sort of round robin format, it's really important to keep getting them frames, and we're trying to get a 4-0 to get that average up.
Well, now Curtis with the break. He knows that his
Frame 2.
opponent isn't breaking too well.
Curtis Lee to break, trailing 1-0. Time
But
running.
we'll see if the grinder tries to slow things down a little bit. Try and affect the pace of play. They played a couple times in the past, Mark, and both times Craig Marsh has come home an 8-5 and an 8-4 winner. So they do have a history.
Yeah, they do. I'm sure they've played thousands of overtime, especially from the country of Wales.
10 seconds.
They're forever
Extension
playing
call.
pool tournaments down that part of the country. They really are. Yeah, I mean, this break off, it weren't the cleanest of breaks. That white was very loose. But these yellows, they're not bad. Just them little 2 clusters there with next to them reds. They're going to be important ones to get on.
Ten seconds.
Well, he's got a very acute angle on this yellow. If he elects to play it into the side pocket.
Yeah, I mean, he could take this in the top right as well if he wanted to, but he's canning into balls.
10 seconds.
Might not go right.
He's walking around. He's had a look at every yellow on the table.
Yeah, I mean, this yellow here. Is he just going to try and drop it in? Leave himself a shot. Very sensible. But he's got a difficult pot now, and one that's going to have to take a great positional shot as well.
Great shot. So sweet the way he delivered that cue through the white. Yeah, right now, Curtis Lee, he's got a lot of self-belief. The commentator's curse. It can strike when you least expect it. And my apologies, Curtis.
Yeah, you've done that a couple of times tonight, Jim. I know you don't do it on purpose, but it's amazing how many times it happens.
Oh, he just knocked in such a nice yellow and, gave himself the opportunity. The one he missed was much easier than the one he just made. But again, that's all about pressure. No, that didn't work as planned. So still more to do for the Buddha.
Yeah, and he's not on anything here. Nothing pots. I mean, he has got a cut back red into the bottom right corner, but that has got a very difficult shot about it. What's he going to try here? Is he trying to double? He's just going to hide the white. He hasn't done anything there. Poor shot.
Well, Curtis is coming to have a look to see if a double might be on the yellow. I'm not sure it is, and it doesn't pass into the corner.
10 seconds.
So even that's why Craig hasn't gone back to his chair. He feels like he's going to be at the table again rather soon. And he's right.
Yeah, he didn't leave Curtis anything there. And these are pretty much a routine finish now for Craig.
But I think it's fair to say Craig hasn't been at his best.
10 seconds. Extension called.
It'll all be forgotten if he survives and wins the group. But he's had some anxious moments. Most recently, he trailed Vicki Lomax 2-1 at one point, ended up winning the match 4-2, but he didn't have to win that match, did he?
No, he didn't, but he did. And he's put him in great stead here.
A bookmaker's manager back home, hails from Swansea. Is he still living in Swansea?
Yeah, he does. He really does. And he's come with his fellow Swanseanian, if there's such a thing, Ben Davis. And Ben Davis, he's the one that has done all these shirts for Sporty Stuff TV with his company, Onboard Sportswear. Done a great job as well. Even done one of Gary Wilkshire's shirt as well. I mean, he's proud as punch in his new attire.
Frame.
No one feeling better right now than the man at the table, Craig Marsh. With that black, secures a 2-0 advantage over Curtis Lee. And the Buddha is smiling at the moment. But he wants to be the one with the last laugh as we see how the tables are unfolding here.
Yeah, so they're all on 2 points currently. Whoever wins this match here, they're going to go on to 4. That's if it does end up with a win. It could still yet to be a possibility of the draw. But the only way he can do that is Curtis Lee needs to get some frames on the board.
Craig Marsh to break, leading 2 frames to 0. Time running.
Yes, and Craig needs to try and straighten out the break. It has not been his ally.
That white ball, it's incredible, isn't it? The way that it's even gone even near that middle pocket and then opened up the gap with the yellows. That's unbelievable. How untidy is this table, Jim?
10 seconds.
He's almost trapped with the white. There's no choice but to take a yellow on. He was surrounded by them. But he'll be looking to try and get at those. If he wants to take the finish on, try and open those 2 awkwards up. Just like that. Now the black is still a problem.
Yeah, that's a problem.
These are the sort of finishes. Sorry, Mark. These are the sort of finishes that a player like Craig, when he's feeling it, there's nothing safe at the table, is there?
No, there isn't. But that was a prime example that when you do cannon into balls, things can go wrong. And he's got another challenge here, trying to get that black out. But you see, he's left that yellow in that bulk area. He's leaving that to the very end. And that's so he can get position on that black. So I think it passes into the top right-hand corner. So he might be able to just drop on it.
Well, position means everything right now.
Yeah, and you've got to say, he's really not found the pace of the table right from the off when he started that match against Vicki.
Well, there's the angle. That's just the angle he was looking for. Now, can he hold the cue ball and drop on that black to the same pocket? Wow, this will be a special finish. A highlight reel finish.
Frame.
And there it is. Craig Marsh, 3-0 in front. And you have just sent a message throughout the arena after that clearance. You're back, baby. And what a finish it was.
Yeah, really just proves why he's a former world champion, multiple IPA winner. Craig Marsh, he'll be feeling better after that. And this is putting him in great stance now in this last encounter. With his last match, he's going to be up against Ryan Clark in the 6th and final match. But what can Curtis Lee get anything out of this?
Curtis Lee
He's been breaking well.
Trailing 3 frames to 0.
Needs to control the white though this time.
Well, he's got to dig in now. He's seen some fantastic form exhibited by Craig. That's a very good break.
Yeah, it is. And this sort of 3-0 lead, it's all sort of panned down to that very first frame where he missed that yellow, didn't he? And he got perfect position on the black, but forgot to pot the yellow.
No clear obstacles. Yeah, just showing you the angle, the sort of line that he wants to be on, looking at the last yellow to get back up for the black top left.
Ten seconds.
Yeah, the only problem with this clearance, Jim, he's going to have to, the cue ball's going to have to do a little bit of travelling because he's going from the bottom of the table right to the very top. And has he got a right angle on this? Can he get back up the table? I think he's going to be leaving himself a pot.
Yeah, I mentioned the black top left. It's the last yellow top left. So he's got the angle though. Look out, look out. Well, that has been the bane of his existence in this match. Cue ball control. We talk about it so often. Well, unless he can provide a little bit of magic, he's going to be relinquishing the table to Craig when it looked like he was home and dry in this one. Well, that's a great hit. But you still fear the worst. Well, I say that, and that yellow may have bought him a little bit of insurance.
Yeah, the only insurance, though, is an insurance of pain because he's not going to be seeing that yellow.
Total
So
snooker.
he's just going to hope he makes contact with it, and it could go anywhere. This isn't easy.
Foul. 1 free shot, 1 visit. Time running.
Well, the mistake extracted. Yeah, and you think playing pool is easy? Well, ask Curtis Lee. Right now, he'd rather give a pint of blood.
Yeah, not only didn't he get out of the snooker, look where he pushed the yellow. It was, and these reds, there's only one thing on the wall here, and that's going to be a 4-0 win here for Craig Marsh. You can't see him going wrong at any sort of point of this clearance.
But on the flip side of that, what a result. What a result for Buddha. Just what he would have wanted. You know, we say it a lot, especially in this event, because the odds are everything. And Craig came in as a massive favorite to get through this group. And that really means there's a lot of heat on him. And that's how you answer the call. Craig Marsh, a 4-0 win over Curtis Lee, goes top of the table. 2 played, 2-1. Great performance, and the favorite looking strong.
Yeah, we learnt something there, Jim. A betting office manager from Swansea. Well, he knew what the odds were there, didn't he? 4-0, and that was class there, wasn't it? You know, really, really good.
Yeah, I think we've seen the best of Craig now. He means business. He wants to get through this group, and he's in prime position now. Yeah. He's only going to need a point from his last match against Ryan Clark. But Curtis Lee, he's not out of this tournament yet. If he wins against Vicki, he'll be on 4 points as well. So he's got a chance of getting through over the winner of this group or even the best runner-up. But a 4-0 loss hasn't done him any favours.
So really, we got 2 matches left, have we?
2 matches left, yep.
And really, we still don't know the winner.
There's no outright winner yet. And let's not write Ryan Clark out of this. If he gets a win against Craig Marsh, it's all going to be going down to frame difference.
Yeah. And then the next we've got Vicki again, isn't it? Well, she could easily win a match, couldn't she, this evening, Vicki, against Curtis, couldn't she?
Yeah, she knows she's out of the tournament now. She's got nothing to lose, and she could cause a few problems here for Curtis because there's a little bit of pressure on him because he needs to get back to winning ways.
Just looking at my odds here, right? She's 6-1 Vicki, 2-5 Curtis, and 3-1 the draw. So 6-1 Vicki, you know. She's got nothing to lose, is she?
Absolutely nothing to lose, and this race, the fourth
Curtis
format,
has got to win to stay in the tournament, hasn't he? If he does win, also he could be an highest runner-up, could get in the competition later on, couldn't he, somewhere? So 3 minutes' time, we'll have Vicki back on the pool table, have a cup of tea, see you in 3 minutes.
Champions Cup Group B, match 5, best of 6 frames. First frame, Vicki Lomax to break. Time running.
Our fifth match of the evening sees Vicki back at the table, and Curtis stayed at it after a 4-0 whitewash at the hands of Craig Marsh. So is there a little retribution in store
Time running.
for Curtis? Vicki hopes not. A break like that will certainly help Curtis.
yeah, it will. And I mean, he's only got one colour set to go at here, and that for me is the yellows. And because all these yellows have all got pockets, and this will be a great start for Curtis. Definitely after that sort of disappointment in the last match there.
Yeah, a match that means a lot more for him than it does for Vicki, I think. And, you know, not that there's any pressure. He stayed out there when you've just taken some body blows as he did from Craig Marsh. You know, you want to stay at the table. You can't wait to get out there and get at him again.
No, you can't. And that's the best way of dealing with it. You've just got to brush yourself down and get yourself back out there.
We haven't really seen Curtis go into his grinder mode, and I'm assuming that's where he got his nickname. Is he a good tactical player, Mark?
Yeah, I think he is, but I think he also knows that these black ball rules, you've got to take out your finishes. And that's something that he's been working on. He's got his break working, there's no doubt about that. He's been working on that, he must have, because he's broke absolutely tremendous tonight.
Well, he certainly looks good here. And no reason why he shouldn't secure the opening frame.
Frame.
Black down. And Curtis secures it. 1-0 over Vicki Lomax. We know there's pressure out there. Well, he's looking to be the diamond that's created by it. And our latest, ever since Craig Marsh decided to show everyone who the boss was in this group. Well, he's gone top of the table. 2 played, 2 won. And a big match still upcoming to follow this one. But the focus of our attention certainly is to see if Curtis Lee can play himself back into contention. But that last match that I alluded to, that's still going to be one that's going to be front and center on a lot of people's minds. Craig Marsh
Leading 1 frame.
and Ryan Clark. That'll be the
Time
one to
running.
close out day 2. Almost looked like he took a little off that break. Took a little speed off it. Now erred on the side of control with the cue ball.
Yeah, I didn't think he actually needed to change his break. It was working for him.
Vicki has had her moments where she has looked so good at the table. Can he squeeze this yellow into that center pocket? The red almost gives him a bigger pocket. Oh, but that is wayward with the cue ball yet again. Oh, what an effort there. Buys him one more visit at the table, if nothing else. But he has struggled with the speed of this table. I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, and even that shot there, it just sort of tells its tale. He only needs just to drop that over that right centre, and he's overrun that by about 4 or 5 inches.
Vicki has that one problem red that is surrounded by the yellows. And sooner rather than later, she's going to want to go after that red if she plans on trying to win it this visit. Not quite sure what Vicki was trying to do there. She must have thought that the treble was available. I think that was the game plan, because I'm pretty sure the double wasn't on.
No, you're right there, Jim. I think she's tried to play the treble, tried the big pocket as well. It's not come out, but I think one good thing, I mean, does that red pass into that right centre? It looks mighty tight, it really does. But if it does, it's going to cause Curtis a bit of a problem, because he needs to make sure he's hiding the cue ball.
$10.
Well, he's already taken his extension. He's letting the clock wind down. Sometimes for me, Curtis just takes a little too long. He almost overthinks situations.
10 seconds.
I'm not sure about that shot, Jim. That red goes. I think this is a chance for Vicki. Sure, it goes in the top left-hand corner. I mean, she won't have all the pocket to go at, but I think it just goes.
I don't know if she's left herself enough of this red to be able to knock it down the corner. I don't think so. I expect her to play that shot with a lot more speed.
Extension called.
Unless maybe she wasn't even trying to make it. Mark, she might have been trying to just put it over the corner.
Yeah, I think she was. I mean, she's still in good sort of stead here for this frame. I mean, that's not a bad white ball. Not left Curtis any easy pot here. He's going to be looking at trying to hide the cue ball. And them two yellows together sort of gives him a little bit of a shield. But he's seen something else on here. He's got to be sort of trying to hide the cue ball, surely.
Timeout.
Well, that was good on 2 counts. 1,
Total snooker.
it's a total snooker on the red. And 2, he's developed the yellows. So Vicki needs to hit this.
Foul.
And that could be disaster in this frame.
Time running. Timeout.
Now with the mistake extracted, now the yellow's all in the clear. It should be just connect the dots.
Yeah, it is. And Vicki, with these one cushion escapes, she just hasn't got used to how this table is reacting. They're just sliding off. And she's going to have to go to the practice table and play on the new cloths, because when our World Championship starts, these are the tables we'll be playing on.
Oh, that was a better white. Controlled nicely there by Curtis. And secures the black, and with it, a 2-0 advantage. He is in command. And it's controlled that he doesn't want to relinquish, to have a chance to still win the group.
Yeah, well, I've been looking at that, Jim. He definitely can't win the group now. So because he's on a -2 difference now, he can go to 4 points. And with a 4-0 win, that'll only put him on +2. And when you've got Craig Marsh, who's on +6, and Ryan Clark, that's on +2, there's only one outcome. And Curtis can't finish top of that group. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I've done my sums correct.
3. Vicki Lomax to break. Trailing 2 frames to 0. Time running.
Well, he could certainly put himself in line for option B, which would be the players that get in by virtue of having the highest score. Yeah, but he'll probably look back on that 4-0 defeat at the hands of Craig Marsh, and that was the one that defined his evening.
Yeah, you're completely right, Jim. That's not really helped his difference. But getting 4 here, that'll definitely help him. And like you said, he's going to have a chance of getting in event 3. With a +2 average, he could well make it.
Well, Vicky's left the plant. Up the top left, the 2 reds aligned. And if she knocks this in and finishes on the 1, well, that was a big if.
Yeah, I think she's still got a pot on, but it's very difficult. I think it goes into the top right. I mean, she could play it as a double, but I just don't think she's got the right angle for it. I think she's come this far now. She's going to have to go all out attack.
A lot of options for Curtis. And he's looking down at the bottom end of the table. He knows that he can take the yellow down there, and he's not going to leave Vicki anything. Effectively tightening the screws, Mark.
Yeah,
Time out.
he is. And this is another one of them one cushion
Snooker.
escapes.
Time running.
She's not been doing well at these. Is she going to get one of these right? She needs to do it sooner rather than later.
Well, she's looking for a 2-cushion escape to try and make it.
Foul.
Well, didn't miss by
One
much.
One visit. Time running.
But once again, one thing that I will say is she's a courageous young lady. I mean, the path she took, if she'd have judged it perfectly, she'd have knocked the red in and finished on her last one.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, she's judged the 2-cushion escape a lot easier than she does the one cushions. But she's handed the advantage over to Curtis Lee again. And 1 free shot, 1 visit again. It's not looking great for Vicki.
Putting the reds a distance apart. It was more about just developing that yellow.
Ten seconds.
And you have to fear Vicki won't get back to the table in this one, not without a glaring mistake from Curtis Lee.
No, and it's looking like for the second successive match, she's going to find herself 3-0 behind him in a match.
10 seconds.
He's really taking his time over this clearance, using every second possible.
And if there is one thing that I would say that if I was Curtis's coach, I'd tell him to just play with a little bit more conviction. You know, when the balls are open, get on with it. Sometimes you think long, you think wrong.
Ten seconds.
And now he's smiling because he's got himself into a spot where he's got to come out with a good shot and position, not a formality. And if he misses, well, he's not even going to take it on. Now, maybe we're seeing a little bit why they call him the grinder now.
Yeah, he's made a little bit of a mess of that clearance there. And Vicki, she can get a little bit of control here.
Oh, every chance now. Really can't see Curtis unless he loses the cue ball. That's the only danger.
Ten seconds.
Well, not as easy as it could have been. Oh, good recovery. And this for 3-0.
frame.
Gets it, and 3-0 confirmed. Curtis Lee, he doesn't get there quick, but he gets there nevertheless. It's a 3-0 advantage over Vicki Lomax. And next to come, the one that we're all waiting to see, could define the winner of the group, Ryan Clark versus Craig Marsh. What a prospect in store.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at them previous matches there. Both wins for Craig Marsh, 8-7 and 5-4. Nothing really in it.
And players will be well aware of their history with other players, won't they, Mark? You don't forget.
Frame 4.
Yeah, they do. They all know sort of the results they've had, and especially more that you'll always remember the losses you've had against players. Not so many times the wins, but definitely the losses. So it'll be in Ryan Clark's mind more than it will Craig's.
Well, successful break, but as we've seen so often, kind of a difficult layout.
Extension called.
Yeah, I don't know if he's got an option of a yellow. I think he has to the left centre if he wanted to go yellows. But if he takes his red in the top left-hand corner, this is very difficult.
And he needs a step ladder. Wow, good shot. Under the circumstances. Well, reds are on.
Yeah, and if
all available.
Yeah, if this red passes this yellow into the bottom right-hand corner, like you say, they are all on. They've all got pockets. He likes to leave himself a bit of hamper queuing, Jim, doesn't he? He really does.
Yeah. I definitely don't think that he planned to play the red over the side pocket. This was the one he was intending. And well, he should be able to feather this in and land on the last red up the right cushion. Well, and now he's going to have to come with a good shot. And it's going to be tricky getting your cue out of the way because he's going to have to hit this with some pace. Well, he did it. And that's a great effort. And how about this performance from Curtis Lee? 4-0 over Vicki Lomax. And looking good, looking strong. And a good bid. 2 wins. Good bid maybe to sneak in under the wire.
Yeah, well, another 4-0.
Yeah, another 4-0, and Curtis will be happy. He's on 4 points now, so, I mean, he can't win the group tonight, but what he can do, he can get himself into event 3. And 4 points and a +2 average is pretty good.
I've just had a text from Michael from Milton Keynes, and he said, Gal, surely the best value of the night is the last match. Even money, Craig Marsh to win the last match at even money. Is that value evens?
Yeah, I think so, definitely. I mean, it's going to be a tough game against Ryan. We've seen a good side to Ryan, you know, especially after that first match. He's going to be a tough one to beat. He really is.
He said what we've seen on form this evening so far, and Craig really has, by that first match, but I think there was loads of nerves playing against Vicki, wasn't there? But he said even money, Craig to win the last match, value. Is it value? I think it's value. You're the pool expert, Mark. Would you, even money?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Craig now. He's settled into this sort of tournament a little bit. And absolutely. And I did sort of say from the very start as well that Craig will probably win all 3 matches tonight.
Yeah.
He's had his work cut out, but this one's going to be a very interesting matchup, this last match.
So Michael from Milton Keynes, will you be proved right? Mark thinks you may be proved right. I think you'll be proved right, Michael. So we'll see in about 3 minutes' time. We'll have the last match of the evening here on Sporty Stuff TV. You're going to be with Michael at even money, Craig? I think I'm going to be with him as well. Yeah, we're going to be with you. Even money, Craig to win the final match. It's value.
Final match, Champions Cup Group B. Best of 6 frames. First frame, Craig Marsh to break. Time running.
And a match that we have all been waiting for anxiously, a match that will determine the group winner. The heavily fancied Craig Marsh up against the man that they thought was the only one that might be able to unseat him in this group, Ryan Clark. And Mark, I know you've made your way back into the commentary box, and I'll tell you what's very interesting for me. This is the 7th day that I've commentated in this year's Champions Cup. And every single day we have had at least one draw. And there hasn't been a draw yet today.
No, there hasn't. Is there going to be one tonight? I mean, if there is, it means sort of both players, they'll probably get into that next stage. One will be as the group winner, which will be Craig, because obviously he's in prime position. But Ryan Clark on 5 points, he's pretty much guaranteed to get into stage 2.
Time out? Certainly.
Now just having the cue ball cleaned.
Time running.
And a chance to settle himself.
Ten seconds.
And I don't know whether that red nearest the yellow in the center of the table, Mark, is available to the left center. If it is, that might be the only pocket it'll pass to.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I think you're right, Jim. I think it just goes to the left centre. Definitely don't go to the right centre. But how is he going to get on it?
I have a feeling he may have tried to get on it there. He's just short of pace because he had the natural angle to take the cue ball onto that red nicely.
Yeah, and Ryan Clark will know that every frame is important here.
10 seconds.
Because if he wins 4-2, that means Craig and Ryan, they'll be level.
Well, still on his choice of reds. And he's had a couple looks now at that tricky one. Middle of the table.
10 seconds. Foul. 1 free shot, 1 visit. Time running.
Well, I don't think Ryan agrees with that call. It was difficult to tell from our perspective whether that red was on.
Time out. Time running.
Well, either way, an error in judgment left himself where he had no choice, really. And what an opportunity this is for Craig. Oh, that's this time. Craig lost the cue ball. He's still on a yellow to the left side. Not sure whether it's straight enough for him to be able to follow through and drop onto another one, but definitely wasn't the desired plan of attack. Yeah, the one thing I like about the way Craig plays, though, is he really does go after it. When he gets an opportunity, and especially one like this that was somewhat unexpected, you know, the sort of, you know, message it sends across the arena to Ryan is huge.
Frame.
Great clearance, that one. Wasn't straightforward when he came to the table, but Craig Marsh, the former world champion in IPA number 4, secures frame 1, and that's the lead. Well, Mark, we're going to have another look at this shot.
Wow, what's your thoughts on that then, Jim? Tell you what, that's mighty close.
Yeah, you know what I'd like to see? I would like to see it in slow motion.
Absolutely, we would. That's still a talking point, that is. It really is.
Frame 2. Ryan Clark to break. Trailing 1 frame to 0. Time running.
Frame number 2. And the best way for Ryan to erase the memory of how that one turned around is to break and dish here, and fast.
Extension called.
Oh, what a great opening shot that is.
Yeah, it is. I mean, he's still got that yellow to get on that top cushion. I'm just thinking if you can just glance past that red and just cannon into it and push it away. But the only problem with that shot is he'll leave himself
10
straight
seconds.
on this yellow. He's done well there.
Might even have a smidgen of angle to be able to just get that cue ball away to be able to get at that yellow to the right center.
Ten seconds.
Beautifully played this.
Yeah, it is, and this is what you need to do after an incident like that. You just come back, just sort of forget about it, and take out the finish.
Ten seconds.
Just got to be a little careful here. He's having an anxious look to see if this yellow passes to the bottom left corner past that red. If it's that close, almost guaranteed the black won't go. So he's got the angle. If he can knock this yellow in, and he has the angle to be able to follow through, he can play that black to the opposite center. But this is tight. Half a pocket at best. Oh, he thumped it in and had the angle to mature the black. What a shot, that one. Ryan Clark, come on down. This is your time. 1-1, a terrific clearance and one that he desperately needed. Well, we are going to have another look at this shot in slow motion. So watch it. Well, I'll tell you what, for me, and I mean, I'll be honest with you, Mark, I would never, ever want to trade positions with a referee, ever. And this is why. But look at it. I think he caught the red first.
Yeah, I've got to say, possibly the red first. Just,
one frame all.
that is so hard to call, though. It really is.
Foul.
It's a thankless job being a referee, I promise you.
One free shot, one visit.
And that was that close for him to have to call it, and call it in real time. So tough.
Extension called.
But as luck would have it, Ryan finds himself right back at the table following the foul off Craig's break. So sometimes things have a way of righting themselves. And a terrific clearance in the preceding frame. Let's see what Ryan can do with this. Got to fancy him here, Mark.
Yeah, you got to see that he's going to be taking a 2-1 lead now. You really do.
10 seconds.
And he's going to punish for Craig here. This is why he's nicknamed the Punisher.
Yeah, he's punishing that one chap that texted into Gary in the studio and said that he fancied Craig Marsh at even money in this one. That's the guy he's punishing.
Yeah, he is. He really is. Well, this is straightforward now, this clearance. It really is. Oh, he's overdone that. He didn't really got through that, has he really? But shouldn't be any problem. Just got to drop it in.
And 2-1 it will be.
Frame.
He hasn't put a foot wrong in the last two frames. And a 2-1 advantage. What's more is Ryan will be at the table in frame 4 to try and extend it. Solid performance this. One that he desperately needed.
Here it is. So then, Jim, obviously all of our players have all got nicknames and that. What was your nickname throughout your great career?
Yeah, there's a saying, Mark, you really haven't arrived until you've got a nickname, and I don't have one.
Ryan Clark today.
Wow, there you have it.
To one.
Well, if you did have one, what would it be?
I got to be honest with you, I have no idea. I never really you know, I was managed by a fellow in London, and managed Cliff Thorburn, myself, Kirk Stevens, and a fellow named Dean O'Kane.
Yeah.
So and Dean O'Kane never stopped eating, so he nicknamed him Dino Cake, and he nicknamed me Gentleman Jim.
Well, that's a very
Extension
nice and
pool.
sensible one. It really is. It's not a bad one, though, is it? Really, that's okay.
No, I guess it's if there ever was one, that was probably the only one. And I'm trying to think of the fellow that gave us that name. He was actually a very famous celebrity, Des O'Connor. I don't know if you.
Yeah, we do. We know Des. He's been on our TV screens right back into the 80s, probably the 70s.
Well, that gives away my age, doesn't it?
Yeah, just with that one mention of that name, definitely.
Well, meanwhile, back at the ranch, this fellow's in the saddle, isn't he?
Ten seconds.
Oh, a
Timeout.
hiccup. Just didn't quite negotiate
Time running.
the contact or the path he intended for that cue ball. And again, got himself into a winning position. And now he's going to turn it right back over.
Yeah, just when you thought things couldn't go wrong, it's amazing how this game can just turn. It's been a while since we've seen Craig at the table. Well, it seems like a while anyway, Jim. It really does.
10 seconds.
He raises his hand to apologize. So he must have been attempting that yellow, but in the end, it's actually landed pretty well.
Yeah,
Don't know whether Ryan feels like taking on this double, Mark.
Yeah, I think he's got to. I mean, that shot, I think Craig's played that shot. I
10
think he had his hand up to try and slow it down. I don't think he's apologised. I'm not so sure. But one good double here. Is he on position? He's going to have a red on. Not the one he wanted, but he's going to have a pot.
Ten seconds.
Good long red. He's on the tricky one, and he might have a little angle on this. He can certainly try and negotiate that gap between the two yellows to get at that long red bottom right. But this is a chance, Mark. It's fair to say, a good one.
10 seconds.
Yeah, it is now. He's just got to get this cue ball away from the cushion, leave himself the gap. Don't want to leave any hampered cueing. That's pretty good. And Ryan Clark, he's going to be one frame away if he takes this out of winning this group.
Ten seconds.
Close to the cushion. Well, it's not going to make life easy. Ugh. Would you believe it?
Wow. But has you know what has he done as well? Has he made them two yellows into a plant?
Well, we're going to find out. Well, Craig Marsh has just plucked victory from the jaws of defeat.
Well, you can bet he's going to be in this with pace. He just needs to keep that white ball away from that yellow in the corner.
10 seconds.
It's going to be difficult. Needs a bit of luck.
Foul. 1 free shot, 1 visit. Time running.
I think I'd have been tempted there, Jim, to hit that with pace. He's tried to pop that into the left centre. Difficult shot.
Time running.
And you have to feel that Craig will go game here.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing else on his mind. There really isn't.
I mean, he's got his choice of yellows. Up the top end of the table, either one will afford very easy position to the black.
Yeah, it will. It's this one down the rail. This is his toughest ball out the lot of them. Just got to make sure this pot. He'll probably take the one in the top right hand corner next. And leave himself one in the left centre.
Well, Ryan will be ruining that missed black. And that's going to be one you want to mark on your scorecards. What could have been 2-2.
Frame.
Just like that, when 3-1 was staring Ryan right in the face. Pressure. We talk about it all the time. And every now and then it rears its ugly head.
Yeah, it does. For the third time tonight, we're going to see all 6 frames.
Frame 5. Craig Marsh to break. Scores are tied, 2 frames all. Time running.
Well, the break hasn't been kind to Craig. Let's see if he can straighten that out here. Yeah, I think that'll do. I think there was a little venom in that one.
Yeah, there really was. 3 reds. And these reds, they've all got pockets. But the black ball probably only got one, the right centre.
10 seconds. Extension called.
I'd like to be left-handed right now.
Yeah, he would. I mean, he's going to reaching over and then
out.
reaching over the yellow. He's going to have to get the help of the spider.
Time running.
And it's really important that he rolls this
seconds.
completely through because he needs to leave an angle on this one in the left centre. So if he can get down to his final red.
Thank you.
You know, it's amazing watching a lot of these pool players because I can tell you the Achilles heel of many a top pool player, certainly in my part of the world, is playing with the rest. They just don't use it. And a lot of the players that play, in the black ball game here, they're all snooker players. And so they've all become very comfortable with using the rest. Craig looking at the black into the side. And with it, puts Pay to a great break. Arguably his best of the night. 3-2 he leads. And he has turned this match on its head. Guaranteed at least the draw. And Mark, if you're doing any of your calculations, does the draw see him through?
Yeah, he's on 5 points now. Nobody can catch him. He's safely into stage 2. He's unbeaten, but he'll want to get a win. He'll want all 6 points. And Ryan, his best bet now is try and get the 3-3 draw. And that means he'll be on 3 points. Will that get him into event 3? It's definitely not going to get him one of the highest runners-up spots, that's for sure. And I think the way that you've sort of seen that the way he's broke them off sort of tells its tale.
Yeah, and Craig smiling over at Ryan too. I think he knew that that was a big frame that he had secured. So some of the pressure eased.
Yeah, Ryan Clark, that black.
Extension called.
Unforgivable. I didn't expect him to miss that one. He should have been 3-1 up, and now he's 3-2 down.
You know, what I find rather fascinating too, if you look back to stage or event 1, all the matches, there were so many upsets. Here, the favorites are dictating the pace, Mark.
Yeah, they are at the moment. Is that going to sort of turn as the days go on? We're going to see Ben Davies up tomorrow, former world champion, close friend of Craig Marsh. He's going to have a work cut out. This is one group tomorrow is what I'm waiting for. It really is going to be a cracker.
Craig is going to be able to sit back and enjoy himself in front of the television and watch his pal.
Yeah,
because he's done all the work.
Yeah, and Ben's here tonight. He's brought him down because they've come in one cart. So he's sat downstairs in the players' lounge and he's been admiring this, but he's going to have it all to do himself tomorrow.
Now this is going to be a 4-2 win for Craig Marsh. He came in an 8-13 favorite to win the group, and win the group he did. Won every one of his matches tonight, and with it will be through. Craig Marsh looking strong, and all the favorites looking strong in the early going here of event 2. Gary, Mark, I'm sure you've got to concur.
Yeah, that was absolutely. You got to feel delighted for Michael as well, there, Jim. He said that was the nap of the night there, even money. When he halfway through, you put the pressure on him. You said, Michael, I think you could be in a bit of trouble, but he got there in the end, Michael. And what Jim said, I think every favourite's won tonight, haven't they?
Yeah, every favourite's won so far in event 2, which we saw upsets pretty much most days.
So we've had 12 matches, and every jolly's won so far.
Yeah, everyone at the moment. And Craig Marsh, he's won 3 out of 3. He didn't let me down, did he?
Yeah.
He didn't do it very easily.
8-13 to win it.
Even in that last match, he should have been 3-1 down there. What happened with Ryan on that black, only he will know. And he's now been eliminated from the competition.
The punters who bet the even money, the last one, for Craig to win. I know they've drew the money, but you wouldn't want to sit through that at 1 o'clock in the morning, would you, Mark?
No, that black and just rattled it in the corner. That's incredible. It's incredible how these matches just turn around. They really are. This fast, dynamic sort of format is really exciting. Anything can happen.
Yeah, it's been a good night, polo, hasn't it, tonight? What's the highlight for you of the matches that we've had?
Yeah, but I mean, we've been on the edge of the seat stuff, there really, haven't there? They've all had a bit of everything. There's been a lot of nerves out there. definitely every player's been tense without a shadow.
Yeah.
We've seen some great sort of potting ability, some great breaks and breaking clearances and everything, really.
You can't believe that. If you had 12 races in the greyhounds, like we do on Racing Post TV, sporty stuff, you don't often get 12 favourites obliged after. We've had 2 nights, we've had 6 and 6, we've had 12 favourites, haven't we? I wonder if we can keep the ball running tomorrow night. We've got another 6 matches more, but you said tomorrow it looks tricky, doesn't it? You know, there's no big odds on chance to win tomorrow, is there?
No, well, Ben Davies, he's going to be the outright
Ben
favourite.
Davies, yeah.
But he's going to be up against the Rocket, Gavin Robinson.
Yeah.
He is a brilliant player. Then we've got another professional, Richard Swaffield. He's also going to be a tricky one. And then the qualifier, he is the best qualifier, Michael Tomlinson. He finished number 2 on the amateur rankings, and he's a professional player next year.
It's been all right for you tonight, Mark. I've been running around all night. You know, I've been presenting in the auditorium. I've been commentating. You've just been sitting here all night. I've been doing everything. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it back home tonight. But again, great thanks to our production team, everyone involved. Our referee, Ben Taylor Ferranti, who's been tremendous. And there was a close one tonight for Ben, wasn't there? You know, they were very close to the 2 balls tonight. And our commentator, what can we say about our legend from Canada, Jim Witch? And
Me?
Mark, you haven't done nothing, Mark. No, you haven't done nothing all night. We'll see you again tomorrow night. Good night and God bless you. From me, Gary Wiltshire, and the man who's the jack of all trades tonight, Mark.
Good night.